Hello everybody and welcome back again to Let's Play Disco Elysium, where we are still exploring the fishing village and we met these distinguished gentlemen over here. We already talked to two of them, but we haven't talked to this guy yet, so let's do that.
Hey, tequila!
Right, this guy is called Idiot Doom Spiral for some reason. A 30-something man clad in a two-piece Lycra TM tracksuit puts down his pilsner and extends his hands in greeting. Okay.
Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
Okay, clearly I have been here already. Clearly we talked. Apparently I was trying to get a reality lowdown from him as well, judging from this dialogue. So yeah, I guess after we crashed our car into the ocean, we spent some time with these guys, potentially. So let's shake his hand.
So what's happening?
Wait, tequila. Well, nice meeting you, but I've got to go. Yeah, what do you mean, tequila?
Yeah, tequila sunset. How are the, high-concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
Oh, I really wish I knew what they've been talking about.
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you called someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street gang.
Yeah, maybe I introduced myself as Tequila the last time for whatever reason. Not too hard, I'm on a 50-year losing streak. Reality, it makes me aggressively sad. Don't know, people tell me I'm a cop, I'm getting used to that. I have re-entered reality to conquer it, to bend it to my will, I am the law. I think I have used that, I'm the lawbringer thing enough for now, so maybe I will stop using it. But yeah, people tell me I'm a cop, and I think I'm getting used to it.
It's good to hear that you're on top of things. Talking about used to, did you know that I used to be a real mover and shaker?
He thoughtfully picks up his shit-stained Lycra TM jacket.
Sadly, things aren't going that well in Idiot Doom Spiral land. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
He takes a sip from his beer. Yeah, I mean, with a name like that, I am not surprised that stuff isn't going well for you.
This guy's your buddy. You feel it immediately. You belong to an organization, a fraternity of drunks.
Clearly.
Idiot Doom Spiral, huh? This is bound to be a good, high-concept conversation. At last.
Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around here lately? What do you guys do around here? What is a tequila sunset? You keep saying that. I mean, it's a drink, right? A cocktail. So you should clearly know about stuff like that, Harry. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can ask all of that. So maybe let's ask about the name first.
It's you. Your tequila sunset.
And how do you know this?
We've met before. Don't you remember?
I don't, but I believe you, because the way you mentioned some things about me, it does kind of sound like me.
No, you sure don't.
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Aha. Do you want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be?
Sure, go ahead.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my cords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday, and by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth.
Wait, did we meet on Friday? I mean, that's what he just said. Was I alone? Why would I assume that I wasn't alone? I mean, who was supposed to be with me? But sure, let's ask it.
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting.
He takes another sip, then continues.
You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk.
Okay, so I came here because I wanted to be the early bird, but then I kind of squandered my head start by getting drunk. Well, that's just great.
Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
Yeah, I heard about that already, so I definitely believe that he knows what he's talking about.
It is.
It is.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
Alright, so what happened then?
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling.
Probably.
One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
Okay, so that's where I crashed the car, presumably.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard?
The billboard?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
Naturally. I want to get off the story train right now. No, I wish to know more. Continue, please.
Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will. Followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic.
Okay.
What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs. The time hath come!
What? Why? Why did you do that, Harry?
So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, "The time hath come for tequila sunset, the end of all things."
Apparently I was in full cop of the apocalypse mode at that point, huh? Oh god, what happened next? Say nothing, it's more dignified that way. Every word I said was true. Tequila sunset will break the looms of reality. Yeah, please continue.
Your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice.
The muscles in your right leg tense up. Your hands cramp on the steering levers.
We ran towards the ice, whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster.
Okay.
When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep.
I mean, that all confirms what we already found, so I guess he's speaking the truth.
Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to.
Naturally.
We asked about the whole tequila sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now, and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
Wait, so is Tequila Sunset an event or a name? Tequila Sunset, huh? Sounds pretty good. My real name is Harry. Yeah, I'm not sure why you picked Tequila Sunset in particular. I mean, besides the fact that it's the name of a cocktail, and it would kind of fit the apocalypse cop theme with the sunset going on. Then again, there's also a Tequila Sunrise, which is kind of like the same drink, just like the different layers are switched, because it's kind of like, you know, a red part and a yellow part, and if you mix them differently, you can switch the two layers. That's what I believe is tequila sunset compared to a sunrise. But then again, I don't really drink that much, so I wouldn't know. So is that a name or an event?
I'm not sure. I think you were the event. Tequila sunset. You know, as opposed to a tequila sunrise, which is long gone.
All right. Well, as it turns out, my real name is Harry.
No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother.
Just like you embraced the name Idiot Doom Spiral? Anyway, how long did we party for?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women.
Okay, hang on a second. I came here on Friday, I crashed my car, and then I've been partying with you until Sunday. Yeah, so much for early bird gets the worm.
How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Okay. And, I mean, if I spent most of my time here with you, how did I even manage to, mess up my apartment in the Whirling and Wreck so much? Apparently I didn't even sleep there, I was just staying with these guys.
Wow, that's quite a story.
It is quite a story.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
Well, apparently Harry is a bit of a legend, for all kinds of reasons.
If you only knew.
That sounded slightly sarcastic, Kim. Did I tell you anything specific about this person that fucked me? Did I mention losing anything else? Did I say anything about my colleagues? Did I say anything about the case? Did we talk about politics? Did you get a read on what kind of cop I was? Okay, these are all very interesting questions, so I can find out a little bit more about Harry before I took control of him. So, yeah, anything specific about the person that fucked me?
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
That is very vague.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Sure.
Abigail.
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit.
Yeah, I think Harry is working through quite a bit of shit. So, did I mention losing anything else maybe? Like a gun, for example?
Beside your gun and your badge? You said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy.
Right.
In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? Mm-hmm. That's a big one.
Indeed, indeed. But yeah, did I say anything about my colleagues?
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
Again, that does sound a lot like Harry.
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
Okay, that's good to hear. Did I say anything about the case? I mean, that would be interesting. Then again, I'm not sure if he had done any investigation until then. Or if he just arrived, got drunk, hung around with these guys. So there probably wasn't much of that case that he had actually investigated.
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
Well, clearly I'm not. I got a new partner. But I think I'm doing well enough in regards to solving the case. At least I'm making some progress.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
Thanks, Kim. Anyway, did we talk about politics, maybe?
Yeah, you kept talking about how the coal mine owners were fucking us all over, just like that woman fucked you.
Well, it's almost as if he already had some communist leanings before the game began, if he's talking about the coal mine owners.
I didn't agree with you, by the way. The spectral hand of the market makes sure everyone gets exactly what they deserve.
He takes a long sip of beer. So I guess you're an ultra-liberal? Okay. So did you get a read on what kind of cop I was?
You kept calling yourself a goddamn superstar who'd cleared 501 cases.
I think that's not true. I think it wasn't quite that many. But the superstar would kind of fit the, disco superstar cop I'm going for.
As you've already determined, the actual number is 216. But what's a little embellishment between friends?
Well, the embellishment is like making it more than twice as much, so that's a little bit much of an embellishment.
No thanks to the squares at the precinct, as you put it.
Right, of course. Anyway, thank you for all that information.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
Okay, fair enough. You seem like you're characterized by your storytelling ability. Wanna tell me another one sometime? Maybe let's ask the other questions first. So yeah, tell me about Ruby.
Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
Okay.
He really has no idea who this Ruby is, sire.
Okay, so no info here. So what do you do around here?
We are saving the world.
Really? How so?
Please don't go.
No.
Don't go.
It's okay, I'm not going to call Abigail.
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out.
But you still believe in the power of the market, apparently, huh?
So now, it's a pirate's life for me.
Okay. So, maybe you want to tell me another story.
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum.
So, maybe you want to tell me how you became Idiot Doom Spiral. That's a good question.
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
Well, it depends on what you want me to do.
You might get scammed here.
I have a feeling that this is going to cost me a lot. Well, let's see.
No, the reality of the situation requires a rather modest contribution. A little motivational package.
Okay, be precise. What do you need?
Booze.
Okay,
Did you already forget our party? The thing I relayed to you earlier.
so you just want something to drink.
So, have you got anything for good old Idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me.
I've got some sweet Commodore Red, give it. I've got this blue medicinal spirit, how about that? Yeah, that might kill him. I don't have any on me right now. Yeah, I do have the wine. I think it's my only alcohol at the moment. But I mean, I can always buy some new alcohol. So let's just give him the bottle.
Classy.
He snatches the bottle and pushes the corks in through the bottleneck.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
One of the other bums interjects. Gurgles the near comatose man.
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George. But around here, you already know. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual. a founder/junior partner at a high-concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm.
Everything is very high concept with you, huh? Anyway, go on.
I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a cultural incubator. Abstract value generation, value per person, high concept stuff.
Yeah, that is so high concept, I have no idea what that's supposed to be. A cultural incubator.
I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane.
Okay, I mean, that doesn't sound too bad. Wait, how many people did you have working for you? Did the jogging help? Yeah, how many people?
22 full-time employees, an all-star team, a potentially historical set of individuals. Worrying about them often kept me up well into the morning hours.
So basically you had some kind of startup, a high concept startup, but then something happened. So did the jogging help?
It did. With my trusty Sansarique tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world. But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit.
He says thoughtfully, brushing dust off his shit-stained pants. Yeah, what exactly happened?
One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pockets.
He shakes the bottle and makes a ringing sound.
His eyes are clouded, his dilated blood vessels encircling his irises like stinging brambles.
Okay, but I mean, he still sounds very coherent.
His eyes are your eyes.
Great.
So I removed the key ring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see? At least, that was the plan.
Okay, seems harmless enough.
I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quickly.
How wet are we talking about?
Wet, okay? It was raining really hard.
There's a trace of derision in his voice.
I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless.
Okay, so you mixed up your keys.
Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass.
Ouch, I would have landed on my feet. I've got feline reflexes. That's a lie. So yeah, ouch.
Ouch indeed. Reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up.
Okay, I'm still not seeing how this led to the downfall of your business, but go on.
So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key.
How? I mean, what keys did you actually take with you? Because clearly you had some keys with you. So you've got to be shitting me.
I wish I were, Tequila. I wish I were. Instead of my apartment key, I'd taken the key to the office.
Okay, so what happened then?
I rang my neighbors' buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation.
All right.
People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best.
He pauses meaningfully.
Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there.
Okay, sounds reasonable.
But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in.
That is a rather unfortunate coincidence.
Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with this.
So basically all of this happened because you lost the key to your apartment and there was no other way to get inside? That sounds strange.
So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh?
Pretty much. He takes a long swig of his drink. Wait, is that it? I feel like there are some steps missing. I'm almost homeless myself, doesn't seem so bad. Look on the bright side, you've got one hell of a story. You do realize all of this is your own fault. I literally can't believe it. I mean, all of this is kind of true. I do feel that there are some steps missing. I mean, clearly, you should have been able to find a way to get inside your apartment, even without the keys. You know, there's like specific services that specialize in stuff like that. So yeah, anything missing from your story?
Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long time. If there was anything else to it, I would have thought of it by now.
Okay,
Why didn't you go to the authorities?
exactly.
Well, at one point they came to me, but, you know, I didn't have any ID on me. So they tossed me in jail for 2 days.
Oh, great.
I can't say it increased my faith in the RCM. No offense, gentlemen.
I mean, I would argue that this isn't really your fault. I mean, maybe forgetting the idea is, but getting tossed into prison for that seems rather harsh. I'm almost homeless myself, doesn't seem so bad. I'm not sure if I would go that far. Yeah, at least you got one hell of a story, I guess.
Yeah, maybe I've exaggerated certain parts over the years. When you tell a story too often, it begins to take on a life of its own.
I understand.
But what matters is that it's true to my subjective experience. Anyway, that was all the story one bottle gets you. Almost empty, this one.
Okay, so I guess that was totally worth that a bottle of wine.
Truly, he has the soul of an artist.
You are easily impressed, conceptualization. Why do you keep losing all your stuff? I want to hear the story of your name again. Has he already told us the story of his name? Have you got more stories? I mean, I guess the story how he lost his business and became homeless would explain the name Idiot Doom Spiral. So, that would be an explanation. But yeah, why do you keep losing all your stuff?
Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty two-piece lycra tracksuit?
Probably not.
I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass. But somehow it all got away from me.
Well, my condolences, I suppose.
Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket. But then I lost it too.
How?
The only things I haven't lost are these two drunks.
How did you lose the jacket?
A lost jacket. Sounds like a mystery you could look into.
The lost jacket? That sounds like a very minor mystery, but okay. What was the name of your agency? What's up with that tracksuit? What's about the other drunks? What is about the lost jacket? Yeah, I don't know. I think I can ask all of this, so let's start with the agency.
My agency, man. The Boom Boom Room. Our concept was combining high art with the lowest forms of marketing. the color red, breasts, and oil painting.
A very high concept indeed.
I convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high-concept cultural incubator called Thin Air. The artists were happy, the clients were happy.
And I'm still not entirely sure what you've been doing with your agency. I guess it was just some kind of advertisement agency.
I was financing a group of poets in East Revachol who were developing a new universal poetic language. But then it all went to shit.
He looks towards the bay.
If it sounds like it makes no sense, that's because it doesn't.
Okay, thank you, Logic. So it isn't just me who doesn't really understand what he's been doing. Mixing oil painting and breasts to make ads isn't high art, it's just cynical wankery. That's so high concept I have no idea what it means. Man, mixing high and low, commodifying culture, that is extremely my shit. Right, okay, never mind that I ask. I mean, I like 1 and 3, but I think I'm going to pick 1 because of the cynical wankery.
Well, you know, sex sells. That's the first rule of advertising.
I guess so, but it's still tired, I suppose. Let the market sort it out, no need for me to regulate this stuff. It is kinda tired.
Maybe you're right. Who knows? Maybe we were behind the curve? We were fucking rich, though, that much I know.
Yeah, it didn't really help you in the end, though. All it took was to lose your keys. So yeah, what's up with the tracksuit?
What? You've never seen 100% Lycra before? Go on, feel that primo material.
The man extends his arm. Okay, let's touch it.
Pretty nice, huh? This might be one of the last of its kind. Should probably be in a museum, honestly.
He takes another sip.
Good God.
Uh-oh.
It's nearly impossible to describe how dirty this texture is. It's like rubbing 2 jellyfish skins together. You feel about 15% less human for having touched it.
15% less human. Yeah, talking to this guy is really damaging to my morale, apparently. Maybe I should increase it a little bit again. I mean, I have enough healing items for my morale at this point.
Randomized trials have also found Lycra, TM, to be associated with a number of exotic, highly malignant cancers. So you also have that to look forward to.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't give you cancer by just touching it once. This guy probably should be a little bit more worried.
And then there's the smell. But you don't even want to think about that.
Then let's don't.
Wow, you're lucky. He never lets me feel it.
Okay.
That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rosie. We're right next to the bay. You could wash them any time.
Yeah, tell me about the other 2 guys here.
My fellow members of the Union of Moribund Alcoholics? They're exactly what they look like.
Hey, tequila! You want to buy some speed?
Not at the moment, thanks.
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. He's a cop, remember?
I thought he was a cool cop.
I am a cool cop, and I'm not here to arrest anyone for drug use or drug trafficking, except maybe Ruby.
A gurgling sound comes from the direction of the non-responsive man.
Okay.
And yeah, you're already acquainted with abs. So yeah, that's basically us. We drink together.
I see. And yeah, tell me more about this lost jacket.
Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my Lycra threads, but it did itch a lot less. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Doom Spiral out. Solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say, Tequila?
Well, I mean, I actually took on quite a few menial tasks, so I guess I may as well pick this one as well. Wait, you're asking a police officer to help find a jacket you stole and then lost? That is actually pretty brazen. Okay, sure, where'd you lose it? I don't have time for this. Yeah, you do realize that you stole the jacket?
Yeah, exactly. You're here to serve, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Like I said, I took on other very weird quests. May as well take this one as well. So, where did you lose it?
If I knew where I lost it, don't you think I'd have it? I mean, maybe I was up by the boardwalk, or walking along the beach, or checking out the abandoned fish market.
Well, that's a lot of places.
Somewhere north of here, that's for sure. You could ask around, see if anyone's seen it.
Okay, so all of these places are up north. I still have to go to the boardwalk, because that's one of the places where the shot may have come from. Anyway, let's talk about something else.
I'm all ears, Tequila.
Yeah, do you have any more stories, maybe?
I do. But as you can see, my fuel tank is running quite low. If you catch my drift.
So you want more alcohol? Yeah, I don't have any on me anymore. I gave you all the alcohol I had.
Cottonmouth is keeping my tongue imprisoned.
I mean, Rosemary is selling some alcohol, if I remember correctly, so maybe I can just buy something from him and then give it to, Idiot Doom Spiral. Maybe I'm going to shorten it to IDS. Yeah, let's see if I can just buy some alcohol here.
You too, Tequila Sunset.
Why does art inspire you so much?
I have no idea. It does, yes, but what is art? No, art is for arrogant blowhards. Why am I getting this? No, tell me more about this.
Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. Additionally, it's history, criticism, and pure enjoyment.
All right.
In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined.
Well, would I fit into the art world?
Have you looked in the mirror lately? To be honest, you have the exact features of the modern artist, with that wild hair and those clothes. Perhaps you should try to write poetry someday and critique architecture.
Maybe I should. Hold on, is architecture also art? I would say so, yes. I guess I have been feeling critical lately. That's stupid. Architecture is stupid. No, I would say it is also art.
Of course not. It's autism, box drawing, masturbation with a ruler and a sextant or whatever they use. You should demean and criticize the genteel institution of architecture while extolling the virtues of the pure arts.
And what about music?
Only the most experimental kind.
That is a very narrow-minded definition of art, though, conceptualization. But, yeah, I guess I have been feeling critical lately, maybe?
Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real, living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop.
The art cop? Is this another types of cop that I haven't seen yet? Wait, but I don't have to be 100% cop to get the case finished and all that? Okay, 50% art critic is what's needed to free me from rote repetition, so be it. No, I cannot risk another copo diversion at this point. Go away. Yeah, I hope this won't distract me from my actual task.
Quit being so indecisive. What are you going for here? Some kind of indecisive and camp aesthetic now? Strike a bold shape here. Go art or go home.
All right, I guess 50% art critic it is then.
Exactly. It's not only your duty to
That's
only
another
catch the
thought.
criminals off the street. you must also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery, the trite and derivative artists and writers of the world.
Okay. I'm not sure if I agree with that.
Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, art cop. The world is yours to rip to pieces and reassemble.
Okay, apparently I am the art cop now, or I can become the art cop if I internalize that thought. Find Idiot Doom Spiral's jacket. Yeah, I mean, art cop is not really part of my Copo type thing, or whatever it was called. Also, I got like another communist point apparently for something. Yeah, but I did get like yet another thought. Actual art degree. Can't even look at this shit. -1 perception. Yeah, it's another Copo type, the worst one. The most savage and brutal, the art cop. Nothing is good enough for him. Everything is shit. You have to employ an armada of adjectives to depict and demean the mediocrity of the works and visual institutions around you. Really flex that critical muscle until the vocabulary for punishing mediocrity becomes second nature. Here we go. That sounds awful. Anyway, let's talk to Rosemary first.
The legend! He's back. And firstly, I got smokes and piss and a little speed to spice things up.
Okay, so he has some alcohol, a bottle of Pilsner. I guess I'm going to buy it.
Bottoms up, Captain.
There we go. And now, let's talk to IDS again.
Tequila Sunset.
He nods in appreciation. Okay, I got you some more booze. Can you tell me the next story now?
Of course. Drink first, story later.
Here I've got some potent Pilsner, right.
Not much, but it will do.
I mean, it's kind of a downgrade from the wine, I suppose, but it's still alcohol.
The tale I'm about to tell you is an urban legend particular to Martinez. That said, I first heard it from a former bicycle courier in Coran.
Okay.
There are many variations on the basic story, and the details often conflict. What everyone agrees on is that nobody knows the exact nature or identity of the phenomenon.
Are you telling the story of the headless...
The headless what?
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. Summer of 44. 17-year-old Gertrude Het is walking home from a late shift at the harbor. It's almost midnight. She stops for a cigarette near the canal.
The streets are warmed by a southerly breeze. The lights of a passing motor carriage bloom and fade in the distance. In the harbor's dark, her cigarette is a beacon, dancing alone. The image comes to you effortlessly, as though you'd walked the same streets yourself 1,000 times.
Our heroine finds herself enjoying the peace and quiet the canal provides.
He looks up to the skies as if searching for peace himself.
What she doesn't know is that her peace is about to be shattered. From behind her comes the clattering of hooves. Startled, she turns around, and what does she see?
I mean, if it's hooves, maybe a horse?
Well, yes, but it's the man on the horse that's of interest here. A man...
Oh, it's some kind of headless rider?
The pause is long and dramatic.
with no head on his shoulders, wearing a found tracksuit, searching for the legendary found cap that went missing when he lost his head.
Wait, I thought the headless FALN rider rode a bull. Show him the figurine. Oh right, I remember. I got this figurine. Yeah, is this related?
I thought that he rode a headless pig.
The lieutenant says with a little smirk.
Well, there are many versions of this story, the most peculiar of which has the headless found rider riding on the back of another headless man.
Well, that does sound a bit implausible.
If I hadn't lost my keys that one time, I'd agree with you. But life is a cruel mistress.
He takes a sip.
Gertrude Het may have been the first to witness the headless Faun rider, but she wasn't the last. Oh no.
Tell him about the two feminists by the locks.
Okay.
Fuck, Rosemary, they were dating. No one said they were feminists. Everyone always misremembering this stuff.
I mean, that's the thing with urban legends, right?
This wouldn't be the De Ponte Delgado case, would it?
What? You know it.
What exactly is the De Ponte Delgado case?
I've read the case file. But please, go on.
Right. Early autumn of 46. Ulla de Ponte and Eva Delgado are fishing near the waterlock long after the sun has set. The wind picks up. A sky already dark now blackens. Water starts falling from above. The first cold rain of the season.
Two women stand on a small outcropping of rocks. One of them is wearing a purple raincoat. Thin lines reach out from the rods into the sea. Small droplets start appearing on the surface with increasing frequency.
The women are caught in the downpour. They act quickly. Eva gathers the rods whilst Ulla turns around to reach for the tackle box. When she sees something, her shriek is so violent that the residents of the nearby apartment building believe lightning has struck. But there is no lightning. Only a heavy downpour and the silhouette of the headless Faun rider looming on the horizon.
Spooky indeed.
Ulla makes a run for the shore, but Eva slips on a wet rock and disappears into the cold, cold canal with nary a sound.
I see.
Her body is never recovered.
He looks you straight in the eye. What did the case file say? Asked Kim. Yeah, what do you know about this?
Naturally, Ulla De Ponte became the prime suspect in the disappearance of Eva Delgado. De Ponte maintained that it was the so-called headless Faun rider and that she ran, fearing for her life.
And people didn't believe her, I assume?
During the investigation, it became apparent that there was a love triangle, the third party being some small-time businessman. I don't remember the exact details. The leading theory was that an argument broke out on the jetty and De Ponte pushed Delgado into the canal, then cooked up this stupid cover story.
So was she arrested?
No, she committed suicide before she could be taken into custody. They found her in the bathroom with a rifle, her face slowly peeling off the ceiling.
Oh, great.
Not a pretty scene.
Clearly.
Man, that's some grisly detail. Oh well. Here's to another case closed.
He takes a hearty swig from his bottle.
Anyway, that's the story of the headless Faun rider. Pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, very interesting. Not sure if this is helpful to me in any way, but still. Who was the headless rider before he died? I've already seen some weird shit on this case. A headless jockey in a tracksuit fits right in. That's nothing. I've got an even crazier story. Do I now? But yeah, who was that headless rider?
Well, Tequila, that's part of the legend. No one knows for sure. There are a couple of possibilities, though.
Alright.
Some say he was an undercover cop who blew his cover and got beheaded by the vicious gang he had infiltrated. Now he rides, searching for his lost found cap, plotting revenge.
Dramatic.
O headless brother, where art thou?
Others claim he was a professional jockey who veered off course during a steeplechase, ended up in somebody's backyard, and got decapitated by an exceptionally taut clothesline.
That sounds significantly less dramatic. That actually sounds kind of stupid.
Even decapitation couldn't stop his commitment to the sport. Are you that committed?
Totally.
Personally, I think he was just some guy who hanged himself from a really tall tree, and the fall was so violent that his head came clean off.
I mean, that's also possible.
Coincidentally, at that exact moment, a horse happened to pass under him, and his beheaded corpse mounted it, where it remains to this day. But then, no one really knows.
I've got a hunch that it was the undercover cop. I'd want revenge too. I bet he was a jockey. He seems super committed to his sport. I've got to agree your theory sounds the most plausible. Maybe the most plausible, but I mean, the first one is clearly the most interesting one.
That would explain the tracksuit and his need for revenge. Not sure how the horse fits in, though. I don't know, I don't buy it.
I mean, how does the horse fit in with your story?
Anyway, to each his own. You want to hear any other stories?
I've already seen some weird shit on this case. A headless jockey in a tracksuit fits right in. I suppose so.
Hard to argue with that, I suppose.
That's the reality situation for you. You think you got a handle on it, then blam! It throws some wild shit at you. That's why it's critical to stay well hydrated.
Well, maybe I have a crazy story for you as well.
Yeah? Why don't you go eat shit, Tequila? There's no way you know a better one than that.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Nothing comes to mind. Well, way to go, Harry. First you're teasing me and then you can't come up with anything.
Damn right it doesn't. So why don't you just shut up and leave it to the master?
Alright, whatever. What became of the headless rider?
No one knows. Some say he stalks Martinez to this day, and can be seen near the canal when the clock strikes midnight.
He makes a spooky gesture with his free hand.
He won't, though, because it's just a stupid legend.
Aye, I saw him one night when I was right shit-faced.
Okay, so that was very interesting. Any more urban myth for me?
I actually do have one. The strangest of them all. But I'll need to fortify myself before I can tell that one.
So you need more alcohol.
Do you have anything to fortify old Doom Spiral? Tell me you got some story juice.
I don't, and I already bought the only alcohol that Rosemary has, so I may have to go to Fried and buy some alcohol over there. So at the moment, I can't give you any more.
If you find any, I'd be extremely grateful.
Right, but I guess that would be all for the time being. Alright, so I think we're probably done talking to all of these guys. I will continue to explore this place a little bit, and apparently we need to go further north if we want to go to the boardwalk and so on. But I also want to go back to the other part of town, because there's a few things that I have to do there, like putting the letter into the letterbox and so on. So I may do this before I continue further north, and then we will see if I can get more alcohol for this guy. But for now, let's call it a day. As always, thank you for watching, and see you again next time.